The next category that we're going to talk about, Varun, are these simple keypad phones. I mean, we use them all the time. The first phone that we probably started with before we migrated to all the power phones.
Yep.
Why would people want to buy phones from a company that they don't even know of, rather than just using a Nokia? Isn't Nokia just safer?
So see, that's the thing. You're talking about Nokia's phones in the sub 2,000 rupee category, and what you're finding in there, the features and everything else, are very basic as compared to the kind of stuff that these phones are offering. I mean, this is a dual SIM phone under 2,000 rupees, which has got Bluetooth, which has got the ability to play MP3 files, add a micro SD card and all sorts of stuff, which you can't even expect in a Nokia phone at this price range. And obviously here's the really unique part. I mean, you've got a phone which actually allows you to put in a AAA battery inside when you run out of battery and use that to make calls, and it actually runs for about 2 to 3 hours on that particular battery.
On the charge of the battery.
Yeah, on the charge of a AAA battery. So these are the kind of features that these guys are using to differentiate themselves against Nokia.
So what you would probably get in a cheap Nokia phone, which is just about 2,000 bucks, is a monochrome screen.
You may get a very basic color screen also, but you're not getting any features along with that. Don't expect an add-on card, don't expect removable batteries, don't even expect Bluetooth in half the cases. So that's the...
Which brings us to another important question. How important is having dual SIMs on a phone?
See, that's the thing. Dual SIMs are for those people who have two SIMs. If you don't have two SIMs, it really doesn't matter. And obviously, at the same time, if you have two SIMs, but you'd like to have the other phone as a backup, so you don't want to run out of battery on both SIMs at the same time, it's always good to have two phones. So I wouldn't buy a dual SIM phone because it sort of beats the purpose of having two different numbers. But hey, it works for those who want it for specifically that reason.
Well, Varun doesn't think much of dual SIM phones because he's a very nice homely boy. But if you don't want to carry two separate phones around, then just get a dual SIM phone of your choice. And with that, let's take a look at the contenders for all the numeric keypad phones. Let's start with the phone. May not feel like much when you first look at it, but pop the back and you can charge the Olive Forever On with a AAA battery when the original runs out. Other than that, the phone has a standard keypad, does SMS and calls well, and it's pretty durable. Full points for innovation. The second one on the list is the MyPhone 323. This candy bar has a 1.8-inch screen on the front and a pretty low-resolution 0.1 megapixel camera on the back, which takes both pictures and video. With a talk time of about 2.5 hours, it has memory card support, built-in FM radio, Bluetooth, GPRS, all this with 2 SIM card slots. This player has a lot going on for itself. So those are our contenders for the numeric keypad phone. Varun, verdict time. What's your verdict on the MyPhone 323 that you have in your hand there?
See, that's the thing. It's a dual SIM phone. It's got the ability to add your own memory cards, Bluetooth, this, that, everything else you can think of, and a camera. And it's still about 3,300 bucks. So it's quite a good phone. And it's one of the best numeric keypads that I've ever seen on a phone.
Alright, so the MyPhone has a good numeric keypad. It's available for 3,300 bucks. What about the Olive Forever On?
So this is my favorite phone by far. I mean, it's a very sturdy phone.
Full points for innovation.
Full points for innovation. I mean, you're talking about this tiny little battery which they've provided, which I'm not sure is going to last very long. But hey, then you can always add that AAA battery to it. They claim that this is a green phone. I don't think it's a green phone in any way possible because you're actually going to be throwing away so many batteries. You're going to be causing more pollution than that. But hey, if you're in the middle of a canyon and have no place to put your charger somewhere, this is what's going to save you. Alright,
so the Olive Forever On gets pure points for just innovation and the fact that it has a AAA battery to charge with after the initial battery runs out. What's your verdict on the third phone? This one.
Ugly, grotesque and big. Please leave it aside and forget about it.
Why? I mean, it's got shiny keys. Ugly, grotesque, we're just not going to talk about this phone at all. So the two winners in this category are Forever On for purely because of its innovation and the AAA battery, and the MyPhone 323 because it has a lot of features and it's available for 3,300 bucks. Now we get on to the best category of all, and that is full QWERTY phones. Before we talk about any of the full QWERTY phones, let's take a look at our contenders. Let's start the lineup with the Micromax Q5 EasyPad. This phone is rather good looking with chrome-plated edges and a nice shiny metal back. This dual SIM phone does have a full QWERTY keypad, shortcut keys for Facebook and Windows Live Messenger, and also a 2-megapixel camera at the back, which does both video and photo. The phone also does MP3 playback, FM radio, email, whatever you throw at it. Micro name, but max size contender. Coming up to the pitch right now is the Olive Messenger. This no-frills full QWERTY phone has a keypad, looks black, and that's where it ends. Probably the only frill that it has is FM radio. The keypad is extremely usable with nicely shaped keys and can very well be your secondary phone on a special SMS plan to satisfy your obsessive texting needs. Connection to the World Wide Web is through an SDK browser, and that's about it. How many runs is this player going to score? No matter which way you look at it, this dual SIM phone looks like a BlackBerry clone. The shiny leather back is replaced by plastic, and this 2.2-incher has a keypad that even looks like the Bold. Other than that, the phone does email, has a full QWERTY keypad, memory card support up to 4 GB. A 1.3-megapixel camera makes up the back, and this phone does everything from Bluetooth to GRS. That's a lot for a BlackBerry lookalike. So very interesting phone in our QWERTY lineup. First one, we're going to look at this Z77 from Zen.
Yeah.
Whatever way you look at it, it's a BlackBerry clone. It's
a shameless rip-off. I mean, the most shameless that I've ever seen. I mean, look at this Bold-like keyboard and the Bold-like back and everything else. Plastic back, obviously not leather at this price. But it's a dual SIM phone, so that's probably the only saving grace that it has. And it's got a fair few interesting apps in there. So you have Opera Mini, you have all of that other stuff. But hey, still, if there's better stuff available, why even look at that?
Alright, so the Z77 is out of the race purely because it's a BlackBerry clone and it's just not worth it. Yeah. Next.
So you're talking about the Micromax C5 in this case. This is quite a good phone. I mean, again, it's a dual SIM phone, but it's a little bit better as far as applications are concerned. It feels a lot sturdier in your hand, and it does not look like a BlackBerry clone. So that's pretty much doing it.
But on this, there's a Facebook shortcut key and there's a Windows Live Messenger. Who uses Windows Live Messenger anymore?
Well, there's still a fair few people who do that, so that's okay. But internally, you've actually got quite a lot of the other apps. You can install Nimbus on this. You've got a fair few other apps in there. So this is actually quite a feature-filled phone, and it's got a 2-megapixel camera as well. So it's quite good on all of those fronts. And this is actually a phone that you could use as your primary phone and do everything that you want, which you do in a BlackBerry or anything like that. You have a full Gmail client in there. You've got everything that you could possibly think of at a very reasonable price.
So the Micromax Q5 EasyPad, the Facebook edition, is good because it has a lot of features, has a Gmail client, can do mail, can do all of that.
Yeah.
But I think we've saved the best for last, haven't we?
This is my favorite phone ever, and I'm literally saying this ever. I mean, it's got the best keypad that I can possibly imagine. And being able to pack that keypad, this screen, and a 1500 mAh battery in a phone which costs $1,250 is amazing. I don't know how they did that. And the keyboard is so good. I would actually trade this keyboard for the keyboard on my Motorola Milestone.
Now that's huge.
Yeah.
So this phone is about $1,200. This one is just about $1,200. It's called the Olive Messenger, but it doesn't have a camera, no frills. Like
but that's actually good for some of these guys, because I know a lot of people who have the kind of jobs which don't allow you to take a camera inside your office. A fair few call centers do that. Data centers do that. A lot of government jobs do that. So it's great for them because there's absolutely no need to recharge it for a week. And you don't have a camera, so you never need to worry.
Alright, so the verdict is in. The Olive Messenger is probably a better option than over buying a numeric keypad phone, and hands down wins our QWERTY phone category.